Yo, good morning. Welcome to the Stokastic.com MLB Strategy Show Friday. Let's head into the weekend strong, huh? Hard to say that with some of the pitching lately. Dude, I don't know what it is. And in fairness, we could have given out any pitcher yesterday and they would have found their way into a bad performance. It's crazy. You had Tarek Skubal yesterday. Not great. Cabrera got us the over on that 5.5 K prop. That was solid. I did not think he was going to come back out with 88 pitches, and he did. Got us a strikeout, was his only out. So we did get a little bit lucky there if you decided to ride with me on that one. But, I mean, my God. Cabrera, will you guys give it a rest? It was 2 minutes after 11 Eastern. Stop. Come on. We're here. That's all that matters. But good morning to all of you. Happy to have you with me. Cabrera got tuned up. Luzardo was cruising, and then coughed up 3 late. Phillies end up losing that game. So I'm not exactly happy with Jesus Luzardo in that. But, you know, in all fairness, like, could have been worse. Some spots were much worse. Some of these guys just got destroyed. Bibee only gave up, I think it was 2 earned, but he didn't last long. What a weird slate that was. What a weird few weeks this has been. Yeah, Luzardo went 6 innings, 3 earned, 7 Ks. I mean, it is what it is. Could have been a lot worse than that. But, yeah, man. Strange stuff these days. That slate was very odd. Very odd. Bryce Elder, what did he do? 7 with 2 earned and 6 Ks. That would have been the guy probably. Although I will say Kodai Senga was marginally better than Luzardo. Still, just a pretty ugly day overall. You know what's even worse? And really, Eduardo Rodriguez was the guy. Eduardo Rodriguez would have been the guy that you needed. 7 one-run innings, 6 or 7 Ks. You know what? You know it's going to be even worse. The fact that Josh Engelman hit his home run play yesterday in home run roulette, and he is now ahead of me, 8.2 to 8.3 to 8.2 on the leaderboard. Chad had a tough one, didn't get either of those on the 2-homer parlay. But now Josh Engelman will become insufferable later on in today's show. So I wouldn't typically do this, but whether it's me or you, doesn't matter if it's you guys, we need to pull our weight today, get him out of first place, especially after he spent time last night building a leaderboard for this as a visual representation. It just so happened that he happened to hit his. But anyway, good morning to you guys. Happy Friday. If you don't mind, take a single second. It's fine morning. Atone for your sins. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. I appreciate you guys in advance. It's free to do. 100% free. You don't have to pay a cent to show that tiny bit of support here on the Stokastic channel. And leave a comment down below if you're listening or watching after the fact. I see it. I know you guys are there. Yeah, Mars the Superstar, you nailed it. But I said this yesterday too. Edward Cabrera for sure should have known because I was too confident. When I asked you guys, I was like, who's the one guy that you want to get a little more exposure to than we have right now? Everybody said Edward Cabrera, including me. I like Edward Cabrera. And you know what? Next slate, I'll probably have some interest in him as well. It's one of those days. But it was, you know, all of us and myself and chat, everybody is just Edward Cabrera. But, I mean, realistically, when you look at the slate, like, all right, so you had Edward Cabrera, who finished with 7 at 8,700. Skubal finished with 10 at 11,900. So it could have been worse. Could have been worse. But really, you think about it, like yesterday was just full of dodging landmines. Just trying to sidestep everything, right? Like you would have needed Eduardo Rodriguez. Erod was the guy at Coors Field. That was kind of the answer. But hey, anyway. Yeah, Scherzer, was Scherzer even on that slate? Was Scherzer on the slate or the earlier one? Now I can't even remember. Nah, Scherzer wasn't on that, right? Nah, earlier one. But anyway, yeah, Mars, exactly. Bryce Elder was good too. That was your combo. Your combo would have been Bryce Elder and Erod. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, yeah, that was the spot that I was really honing in on. I just forgot to mention it on the show. Obviously not. But anyway, let's dig into today. Sizable slate on a Friday, 12-gamer here. More Coors Field. I had Ketel Marte yesterday in home run roulette, and I don't know if you guys watched any of that game, but he laced one off the top of the wall for a 2-run double. That's tough. Mars says, live and learn. Honestly, Mars, I'm not even sure what there is to learn about it. Okay, let me ask you this truthfully, and don't try and use hindsight as guidance here. If you didn't play Edward Cabrera yesterday, who would you have played? Like, who are you probably getting to if it wasn't Edward Cabrera? Maybe Senga. If it was Senga, I'll give you that. But, most people would have paid up for Skubal. A lot of people would have gone to Luzardo. I'm just saying, like, when you get a guy wrong, that still means that you would have had to have gotten the other guys right. And that's not always the case. Yesterday was full of problems, But anyway, let's make it happen. Yeah, Steven, I agree. And it's funny because I'm usually willing to play pitchers at Coors Field. Erod just did nothing for me. Like, Colorado's actually decent against lefties from a power perspective. Erod's been all over the map all season, mostly on the bad side of it. It's just, I wasn't getting there, I just wasn't getting there. But, yeah, let's do it. The one spot today, all right, the one spot where the guy's just going to get blown up, but it is the best matchup in the world, and I absolutely love him today, and he's coming off 2 bad starts, but I don't care because he's so good, and I'm just pretty confident that he's just going to suck because every time we pay this much for a pitcher, he stinks. That was a long-winded way of saying Framber Valdez has a fucking awesome matchup today. Like, this has not worked well for us. Nothing has worked well for us lately as far as the pitching department goes. But Framber Valdez is just in such a ridiculously elite spot against this Baltimore team. They're so bad against lefties. I mean, they are atrocious against lefties this year to the point where in the power department, they have the worst ISO in the league. Not Pittsburgh or Cincy no, the Baltimore Orioles are dead last. And they're striking out 23+%. Like, this is such an absurdly good matchup for Framber Valdez. In Houston, 3.4 total for Baltimore. So naturally, he gives up 6 runs today? 6 runs? 5 runs? I mean, obviously I'm being facetious, but it is typically a spot where lefties perform really well against this Baltimore team. And despite a couple, uneven starts recently, Framber Valdez is still a really good pitcher. Anytime you can get a guy that has I shouldn't say elite, but well above average strikeout stuff, barring the last couple of games, but also a truly elite ground ball rate. Like, he has a near 25% K rate and a 60% ground ball rate. That type of combination is not all that common. So I still think it's a good spot. I don't know how much of him we're going to get. I haven't looked at the Sims yet. Not at exposures, at least. It's just these high-priced pitchers have tuned us up lately. And I don't really know what the answer is, right? Because it's such a long season. If our if the resolution here is like, well, no, let's go ahead and just not play any expensive pitchers anymore. That doesn't make a lot of sense either. And it's easy to have kind of like selective memory with this because just 2 days ago, Freddie Peralta was excellent against Pittsburgh. You know? But yeah, Framber, 21% top 2 pitcher probability, 18% ownership isn't even that crazy. He's positively leveraged on a slate like this. You don't typically see that. It's hard to not like him. The obvious drawback is that anytime we play one of these guys recently, it goes the opposite direction. Quite frankly, I prefer him over Jacob deGrom. deGrom against this Toronto team that puts the ball in play frequently. deGrom's K rate's like a couple percentage points higher than Valdez, but not that much higher. Obviously, he's awesome, but they've had pretty similar results this year. And I think $8,200 Charlie Morton, now that he's in Detroit, looks pretty good too. You know, outside of his last game, he still pitches deep into games. This guy has a long leash, can go 100-plus pitches. Minnesota's been making life difficult on guys lately when you wouldn't expect it, given what they did at the deadline. But I still think Morton at 8,200 is very viable here. Not super high owned, no real negative leverage there. Then the question becomes, where do we go with the rest of these guys? I mean, Lucas Giolito has one of the highest top 2 pitcher probabilities on the slate. Do you remember Giolito early in the year? How devastatingly bad he was? But what's really funny about him is not much has changed. And what I mean by that is he'll have 2 great starts and then he'll have a negative start. And then he'll have 2 really good starts and then a negative start. And then 3 great starts and a negative start. Like, this is your most kind of enigmatic pitcher in the league. You don't know what you're getting from him. You truly don't. I don't care what the matchup is. I don't care if he's pitching on the moon or the outfield walls are 6,000 feet back. You don't know what you're getting from Lucas Giolito. There's no good way to determine that. But I will say, I like him today against Miami. I do. The tools suggest this is a good play. Not exactly the greatest value at 8,500, but the ceiling is absolutely there for him. And with a lot of these other guys, you can't really say that. Who would you rather have, Giolito at home against Miami or Kikuchi in Sutter Health Park against the Athletics? I mean, I'd rather have Giolito there. Plus, Yusei Kikuchi just finds ways to burn me every single time I play him. Unmistakably, this guy is unmistakably opposed to anything I do. Or it feels that way, at least. Yeah, but... Okay, one more thing, too. I forgot to point this out. Jack Perkins in this home spot against the Angels, okay? Jack Perkins, $5,900. I know there's going to be questions about him, so why not just do it now, right? We're not going to work through all 24 pitchers on this slate. We never do. That's what the tools are for. That's what the top pitchers tool, the sims, all of that good stuff. And, of course, your comments and chat. That's what all that's for. 84 pitches for Perkins last time out. Now you've got him starting against a team that strikes out at a very high clip. Very high. Now against lefties, it's the highest in the league. Against righties, it's the highest in the league. 2% lower, but still 24.2%. Not the best park for pitchers, as evidenced by the Angels having a 5.6 run implied total today. But there's at least some upside in the strikeouts department. Let's see what we got as far as props. Player props. Let's go strikeouts. See if Perkins is on here. Because on the season, he has a 24% strikeout rate. All right, well, 5.5 K prop. That's not bad at all. That's not 5.5 K prop at 5,900 is actually pretty ridiculous. Here's the thing now, 15.5 outs. I mean, what is his earn run? Earn run prop has to be 2.5 with juice to the over. I can't imagine they'd set it at 3.5. Oh, actually, that's not bad. Yeah, all right, Jack Perkins, come on down, big fella. Pretty decent spot, as a matter of fact. I don't think that's crazy at all. Perkins is a righty, for those of you who asked. Exactly, Sotex. The way things are going lately, Kikuchi will pitch an 8-inning shutout with 12 Ks. I know. Perkins having a 5.5 K prop, though, at that price point is pretty wild. You know, that's a good spot. This is a with the if you factor in the actual odds on this line, he would be projected for more strikeouts than Edward Cabrera was yesterday. Pretty wild. Someone mentioned Noah Cameron. 5.5 strikeouts there on Noah Cameron. No, I'm sorry, 4.5. Bit of juice to the over there. 17.5 outs. 2.5 strikeout or 2.5 earn run prop. So he's honestly going to project pretty similar to Perkins. That's the truth. Despite the fact that he's $9,300 today. You know, clearly more of a proven commodity. And he's got the White Sox today. Although, as we know, White Sox versus lefties, you want to talk about a thorn in our sides. There you have it. The Chicago White Sox against lefties have been, I don't know why and I don't know how, but this team has made for a difficult path for lefties. That said, they're still not great. Like 6th highest K rate on their active roster. 14th, 98 WRC plus is 14th. 311 WOBA is 15th. 169 ISO is shocking, by the way. That is, let's see, 11th. So I say I wouldn't put it past Noah Cameron to have a quality game here at all. 12% top 2 pitcher probability. You know, the only drawback there is that the tools, and I can almost guarantee this, that the tools are going to, you know, take more of an interest in guys like Giolito and Morton because they're cheaper, higher top 2 pitcher probabilities, and really not a whole lot of difference in those opposing team totals. 4.7 for Minnesota, 4.2 for Miami against Giolito, 4.4 for the White Sox. Except Cameron's $1,100 more expensive than Morton, $800 more than Giolito. I think that'll make a difference today. Chris Bassett against Texas is $8,400, 4.1 team total for Texas. Man, you got all these older guys on the slate today, huh? What do you guys make of $8,600 Luis Castillo or Luis Heel against St. Louis today? $7,700 for Luis Heel. God, when did he come back? Like a week ago? Solid enough pitcher. $7,700. I'm actually surprised he's getting 10%. I thought it would be less. But his last start, he did throw 91 pitches, and he's $7,500. Not bad. Not a lot of concerning weather today either. The only spot I would mention for those of you guys targeting Noah Cameron to throw him in your lineups, that weather at Kauffman, I know it's a pitcher's park, but Kauffman Stadium can play pretty hitter friendly when it's hot there, and we've seen it a lot. 93 degrees, winds blowing out to left at 9 miles per hour. Right? So for a left-handed pitcher, Winds blowing out to left, favoring right-handed bats. Just something to consider. Not the be-all, end-all. Not saying that. 92 degrees in St. Louis, 86 in Colorado, 90 in this Athletics game with winds blowing out to left center at 8. That game could feature plenty of scoring. A lot of hot games today. Boston only 71 though, winds blowing in at 8. I actually like that quite a bit for Giolito. Any other spots you guys want to talk about as far as pitchers are concerned? Devin, Heel's underpriced, looks bad so far. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where would you rather be early or late, right? I thought last start was okay. Against Houston, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts, 91 pitches. I do think he's probably a bit underpriced though, no? Last year he threw 151 and 2/3 innings. Made 29 starts. You know, of course, always been with the Yankees. But with the Yankees, 27% K rate, 4.14 FIP, 3.8 xERA. Can live with that. Right? I can live with that. It's not the best spot against St. Louis. They don't strike out a ton. You know, you could certainly find better spots, but that isn't to say there's not some value in a guy like Luis Heel today. Because St. Louis doesn't boast a lot of power. They're 28th in ISO against righties. And then they're pretty much just middle of the road everywhere else. Really 23rd, as a matter of fact, in WOBA, which is lower than I thought. Yeah, so I'm wrong. They're actually below average everywhere against righties. And they even strike out middle of the road, 15th, 7th, tied for 15th essentially in strikeouts this year. He's not a bad looking play today. 10%, I get it. Good value. 10% top 2 pitcher probability. Have you guys noticed this though? Because it was something that stood out to me. It's neither a good thing or a bad thing. But did you notice usually on slates like this, you get some kind of lopsided plays up top where it's like the top 2 pitcher probability and the top pitchers tool is like 3 or 4 guys soaking up a lot of that. Or as far as ownership goes, like, you have 1 or 3 guys getting a lot of ownership. Look at top 2 pitcher probability. If you look at all of these guys and you were to really, let's say, remove Framber Valdez from the conversation, and even he's not that high, it's 21.8%, right? And you want to round up on Joey Cantillo. That means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 10 pitchers with a top 2 pitcher probability between 10 and 14%. That's nuts. Round up on Morton 10 and 15%. That's really nuts. I mean, and what it's saying, what I'm thinking too is like, all right, well then Luis Castillo has to be a decent enough play against this floundering Mets team. Then Luis Heel at 10% has to be a decent play at 10% ownership. Sean Manaea even has to be somewhat viable here at 7,900. There's still some strikeouts in this Seattle team. Citi Field isn't as good as T-Mobile, but still. Although, full disclosure, I don't have a ton of interest in getting the Sean Manaea. I'm just saying that when it's spread out this much and it's that flat, one of your plays, sure, you could just be like, take a massive stand on somebody because it's going to be really easy to get overweight to a lot of these guys. Look at ownership. There's nobody getting 20 plus. There's no one over 19% ownership today. That's crazy. Crazy. So, yeah. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, it says a lot about this slate. Now, I think there's a few guys you just don't want to get to, like Andre Palante, Brandon Pfaadt. Although, hell, after that Erod performance yesterday, maybe we're all the idiots. Randy Vasquez, zero chance I'm getting to Randy Vasquez today. In LA against the Dodgers, Tanner Gordon, Kershaw against San Diego. See, there's some spots that just don't look good. There's a few spots that just really don't look great. So we don't have to play them. But what about Landon Root? How limited is he going to be? Let me see here, because Landon Root at home against Tampa Bay. Is there a pitch count here? Yeah. Was limited to 50 total pitches in his rehab outing. That would be why. Otherwise, $7,600 at 4% would look damn good. Would look real good. Tro called him. Yeah, dude, you could say that about a lot of pitchers from yesterday's slate. Austin, yeah, we talked about Jack Perkins. He does grade out well. He has a 5.5K prop at $5,900 and a 2.5 earned runs allowed prop with juice to the under. So you know what? Not bad. Could get out and say this much. I think Angel Stack should be viable too, even if you like Perkins. See what our exposures look like at pitcher. Perkins, we're getting 31%, 43% Morton. Joe Boyle for Tampa Bay. Hold on a second. Where do we have him? $5,400, 14% ownership, 5% top two pitcher probability in San Francisco. We didn't talk about him. I'm glad I pulled the Sims up here to look at our exposures. All right. I mean, he's been 88 pitches last time out, 3 1/3 innings. That's always enjoyable. But if he's getting the start today, and we know that he can throw around 90, 5,400 is objectively too cheap. That's fine. I get it. It's not exciting, but I get it. Let me see something here. Joe Boyle, strikeouts, 4.5. Pitching outs, I didn't think we'd have anything there. All right. Hey, Josh, did you do the perfect lineup yet? All right, I'm going to bring you in then.
Okay.
Bring you in a little early here. You can talk stacks with me for a second on a Friday
Sounds
slate
good.
heading into the weekend. Why the hell not? You're going to be entirely insufferable after hitting that home run and taking the lead yesterday, but I am glad to see you no matter what.
Oh, that felt so good. So good. Gets the homer and takes over first by 0.1 points. It is glorious.
Did you see my text last night? Ketel Marte laced one off the top of the wall for a 2-run double.
I was going to text you back. It was like 11:15 when I saw it, and I was just like, I don't know if he's awake at this point.
Well, it doesn't matter. I have it on sleep mode after a certain time anyway. I wouldn't notice it.
Well, yeah, I know I'm going to inevitably text you at like 6:45 a.m. too. So,
and I'll be awake. So yeah, it doesn't matter.
I know.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, since you did, I had a bunch going on today this morning. Got a bunch of football stuff. So Josh went ahead and covered the perfect lineup by himself. I definitely recommend you guys check that out. Plus, pitchers on my end hadn't been great anyway, so it can't be any worse than the last week. This is a weird slate where you've got like Valdez in a great spot. You have Jack Perkins at 5,900 with a 5.5K prop. Joe Boyle, 5,400, 4.5K prop, 2.5 outs prop is good there. The only problem is you don't have we don't know what his outs prop is. I meant earned runs before. Giolito, and then ownership and top stack probability are so spread out, so flat today. How did you come to the determination what guys you'd get to and which guys you'd get away from?
Well, if I'm being honest, because I normally don't get to control what kind of stack I get based off of the pitching salary, I gave myself a little bit of a bonus today, so I had something extra to work with. So I ended up going Charlie Morton SP1 and Jack Perkins SP2. I originally started thinking I was taking Morton as the SP2 and I'd end up on like DeGrom or Valdez or something, but I went for the double pay, well, not double pay down, but like 8,200 Morton, $5,900 Perkins.
Because you look at exposure,
Perkins is just too cheap.
What's that? Yeah, you look at Morton, you look at Perkins and Boyle. We're getting all of them. Valdez still 18%, Manaea 16%, Bassett 14%, Giolito 14%, Brandon Young, Luis Heel. I talked about him. I don't know if you were backstage when I was talking about Heel, but like he's been back through nine. You can get him fully stretched out now, and St. Louis isn't good. How often, I don't care about the slate size, are you seeing like double-digit exposure to pretty much 10 different pitchers or so? This is the flattest I've ever seen it. Like when I ran same as you when I started off to see where everything was landing. And when I saw just the projected ownership, I was like, what in the, like nobody's over 20? But then you look into
okay, cool. It doesn't matter at all what the ownership is today. They're all the same. So
exactly. And you could get over the field easily on any of these guys, and you don't have to have them. Yeah. They don't have to fully dictate the direction of your day. Like you could get 30% Perkins and you're still well over the field, like look, Charlie Morton, 40% Morton, you're well over the field, almost 3x the field.
Yeah, you can take a couple really sizable stands today if you have an angle on who you like, and any one of those individual stands won't kill you if that goes wrong, because you'll have like 3 more dudes that you've 2x or 3x that can just be the dudes. It's
weird to say this because it's so late in the year. I don't remember seeing a slate like this where it's this spread out. Usually there's at least 1 or 2, and then it flattens out.
See it. Yeah, like there's always somebody that's going to be like, playing a shit team. Their pitcher happens to be good. It's a pitcher's park, and somebody got priced incorrectly. Like even Perkins at 5,900 today can still only get to 16% ownership. No one can get it right now. Which that does make me like Framber Valdez more, because he pretty clearly is ahead of everybody else in terms of upside, but it just feels like borderline unnecessary.
I thought we'd have a lot of Valdez in the Sims in this matchup against Baltimore. I really did, but now I guess it makes sense. There's a world where, on any other slate where Valdez could be like 70% owned, 50% owned. Yeah. Where Perkins or Boyle could be 40% owned or something like that.
Yeah, like just imagine if you just moved Jack Perkins to yesterday.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Like on a 5-gamer to get that value, he's like 55% owned.
Yep. Anyway, you guys ever want to check these tools out too? Go ahead and do yourself a favor. Grab them for free. I'll screen this from the rooftops for as long as I can, because, you always have people going, man, the Sims, these tools, this stuff is so expensive. It's not. And I can tell you with relative certainty that there are many with absolute certainty, there are ways to get in essentially for free. And this is one. Yeah. Link in the description. You literally just click claim offer on any of these. Sign up, place a deposit. It's $5 or $10. Take a screenshot of your welcome email and your first settled bet, or if you're in a pick'em site in a non-legal betting state, your first lineup. Just email Ron at support@stokastic.com afterwards with those screenshots and tell him what you want. If you say, I want MLB and I signed up for 2 of these, I signed up for Fanatics and Caesars, I want MLB and I want a month of NFL. You got it. It's could not be simpler. Truly the most no-brainer thing out there, Josh. Can't say anything better about it.
Yeah, like if you have any interest at all in pick'em sites or sports books, or like you have one but you haven't gotten into any others, it's the no-brainer of all no-brainers to hit one of these deals, get a month of our stuff, go to the sports book and get their bonus as well. I mean, you're just stacking bonuses on bonuses.
Plus, you can win your bet as well, and you get bonus bets. They match your deposit. True free roll for as many months as you please. I think you get up to like 10 months here, depending on how many of these you're on. Or, as always, just shoot me a DM over on Twitter or on Instagram at Loughy_D. My handle's right there, LOUGHY_D. Say, hey, Loughy, I watched the show. Great show. And I'll say, thanks. You go, can I get that code? And I was absolutely. It's a big discount off a week or a month of the Sims, whichever one you want. So, all right, Josh, before we dig into the home run roulette here, I do want to talk stacks for a second. And I know that you did the perfect lineup. I assume you already looked at our exposures. This is my first foray into our stacking exposure. And I mentioned this without looking at anything or without looking at the top stack tool. I had a feeling this would be the case. So we are getting 31% Jack Perkins, and we are getting, what is that, 23, like 30+% Angels. So clearly the Sims favoring both sides of this matchup, and I 100% understand it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Angels are second in top stack. They're one of the top value teams, very easy to get to. They're barely owned. You get the benefit of Perkins' mild ownership at the very least on the opposite side. He's got great strikeout stuff, but he doesn't have the best command in the world. So when that goes wrong, he could be putting guys on. Angels have some pop. They've got, decent enough power metrics. And the park plays up power in a pretty big way. It's a scary spot for Perkins. When I talked about it, I was really happy with the boom bust variety of him, because at 5,900, you just really, if he's going to stack up a couple strikeouts, he can buy you out of some problems at that point. But on the opposite side, I think the Angels look equally as interesting. They're not my team, though.
They what?
They were not my team, though.
Well, they can't be. Perkins was your pitcher.
Hey, man, I get wild sometimes.
That would be fun. The Angels, as I've described them all year long, Josh, they're feast or famine. Like, this is the type of team that has a ton of power. Like, they're top 5 in ISO, I think, on the year. They also have the highest strikeout rate in the league. So you have to hope that you're getting that version of the Angels that is, not going to hit 6 homers against you. But if they do, hopefully you're positioned, well enough and you're diversified. Really, all this is just diversification across a spot that's super volatile where the range of outcomes is nuts. So I get it. I actually like getting the 32% LA because we're still getting 24% of the Arizona Cardinals at Coors Field, 14% Kansas City, 13% Atlanta, 8% Boston. Then it's really just smoothed out from there. But the bulk of exposure is going to the Angels, Arizona, and some Kansas City and Atlanta. Where did you go in the perfect lineup, which everybody should watch right here on the channel, by the way?
You have not named them yet, which is interesting, but they
really?
They are interesting to me. Yes.
I didn't name them yet, huh? Okay.
I don't think he did, at least.
It's not anyone in Tampa or San Francisco. Oh.
Nope.
The Athletics?
The Athletics. I am joining my stack with Jack Perkins. Took the A's against Kikuchi. He nukes lefties. It's going to be a tough day probably for Kurtz, but the rest of the righties, that's the path to Kikuchi. Positive home run park factor in Sutter Health Park. So they're completely under the radar. 4% owned overall. I have no one on Oakland is pulling any ownership. They don't profile as a great value stack, but it's kind of because their best guys are really expensive and deserve those prices, but you can get to cheap right-handed pieces that have a little bit of pop. It also saved me a ton more salary, even with the 2 pitchers, and that allowed me to get to a decent chunk of Arizona to fill out the rest of the lineup.
All right. So I'm actually, I like that spot, especially if the Athletics, my guess here, looking at ownership.
Nothing.
That's what I thought. Okay, yep.
Yeah, totally irrelevant ownership.
Kikuchi can have a great game, but he's also liable to get blown up for sure. All right, yeah, negligible ownership. Really, for most teams, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's
Aside from
really
the
Arizona,
Diamondbacks.
and then everybody else is the same.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks in this spot, they deserve this ownership for sure. They deserve it. They're actually
7.4 run implied total.
They're actually positively leveraged. Like we're saying they're getting less ownership than they should. 21.6% top stack, 17% ownership, 14% stack score is twice as high as the next best team. Although I do like the Angels, and so do the Sims. Individual exposures here, and then we will get into home run roulette. I'll explain the rules. You guys make the picks, and we look to climb our way back atop the leaderboard. Shohei Ohtani, Corbin Carroll, no surprise. Joe Adele, Marcelo Ozuna, Mike Trout. A lot of Angels. Zach Neto, Bobby Witt, as always. Perdomo. A lot of Diamondbacks as well. Rengifo, Angels. Michael Garcia, Kansas City. Ramirez, Blaze Alexander. Ketel Marte. So close. So close yesterday. Ozzy Albies, India. First base, Nolan Josh Shawnuel. Shohei Ohtani. Del Castillo, Sean Murphy, Logan O'Hoppe. You know what? It's funny. The Angels have guys with just wild names. Like, they don't even look weird, but they're all pronounced weird. Like, his name is what? Logan.
Who was the dude from yesterday? Who was the dude from yesterday that had the
one I said sounded like British royalty?
Yeah, I saw his picture then. That would have been like Bridgerton royalty.
Yeah, that was like Jai said. He does not. Yeah. No,
I have a fun statement for you to circle back to your Ketel Marte thing. Did you look up the StatCast information on that hit?
No, but if I did it, but don't tell me anything. My guess is the exit velocity was insane on that because he fucking laced it.
It indeed was quite quick. It had the highest exit velo of any ball hit in the game by almost 3 miles per hour.
He laced it, dude. You guys should go back and watch that, by the way.
He hit it 382 feet. I don't know what the lightning bolt next to bat speed is, but he got one of those. Do you want to know how frequently it was a home run?
Not really, but I guess just tell me anyway.
There are 30 major league ballparks. This would have been a home run in 21 of them.
Unreal. But also, just goes to show you once again that, like, Coors Field from a home run perspective, it's good because of the out, but it's not actually, like, dimensionally the best homer park.
No, it is not.
So what you're saying is he absolutely smoked it.
Absolutely smoked. Gurriel's home run had an exit velo 12 miles per hour slower.
Did really?
21
I'm trying to see if I can find this.
Here's where you would not have gotten a homer. Atlanta, Baltimore, Boston, Colorado, obviously. Kansas City, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Washington. Everywhere else, touch them all.
Disgusting. I can't find it, but you guys can find it.
Great.
He absolutely laced it, man. Crushed it. Guy's got some pop. Anyway, let's get into this one.
If we had double props for you to get, that would have been so much better.
If we had what?
If you were taking doubles props instead, you would have got a dub.
Yeah, well, you can't always win them all. But anyway, let's go and talk about home run roulette. We spin the wheel. You, as the chat, type dinger right now. We will select someone in a minute. Whoever types dinger in the chat will select one of you to be randomly selected to be the audience wheel spin today. If your homer hits, you're winning either a week or a month of The Sims could be portfolio EV if you so choose. But not just that, because Josh and I will spin as well, and we will have to pick based on the criteria on where the wheel lands. Josh, it's not just that. It is the chat. Yes, you win something, but also there's a pride factor here. There's an element of I gotta hold up the crew. I couldn't believe when you made this leaderboard, which is awesome, and you showed me this yesterday. I think it's really cool. The fact that chat is 5 and 7, sorry, but even 5 for 12 is still pretty insane. That's a pretty amazing, right? 41% they've hit on.
They're up 65% ROI if you just bet $1 on every one of them.
Funny to think if chat was just betting all of the chat home run plays and fading ours, except mine this week, you actually both of us, if you bet you and me this week, you'd be up quite a bit, a lot actually.
All of us for so far in the 4 days that we've had picks, every plus 80%, 155, 157%. We're crushing.
Yeah. Well, we're what? We're 4 and 4 total combined. You and me, 4 and 4 on homers.
Yeah, we're 6 and 6 overall.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually,
check out Juan Soto and Brandon Lau. I have Roman Anthony and Gurriel. You have Caminero and Vinny P. I added the parlay odds for when we have more than one as well.
By the way, show them the leaderboard you made again. You guys will appreciate this. It's really cool. So you got recent form, like five play stretch. So, all right. So I'm 2 and 3. You're 2 and 3. Chat's 2 and 3. Still pretty good. I love this though. This looks great, man. I
added the average individual line doesn't factor in parlays. It's just like every individual pick that you've had kind of lets you know like what range you've been in. The average daily line factors in parlays and stuff. So
the only thing you need to do is have it auto sort by points when that adjusts. Like right now, you should be.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, like chat should be at the top all time, and then you should be there. Yeah. But yeah, that would be cool. Anyway, let's pick somebody.
I'll make the gold, silver, and bronze medals a little bit bigger too.
Yes, for sure. But I like it. I think it's really cool.
It's fun to see. Oh, I fixed the colors and the priorities for like red, green, and yellow. That's all set and doesn't reset itself anymore. We're in good shape now.
Perfect. Let's pick somebody. And one more thing. My preseason picks are and have been up over on Tails for free, guys. Regular season, everything will be for free. And I'm just throwing this out there. I think there's a possibility Josh may have some free stuff and like good, valuable stuff on Tails soon. Can't urge you more to just create an account for free and poke around in there. If you click that link in the description, it'll take you right to mine. You can click follow, sign up. Literally takes 2 seconds because you can just use Google, or I love when they offer that, like Google or Apple. So it just, you know what I mean? Just connects you that way. You don't have to do anything. No credentials. Follow. You can turn on notifications. I'm going to have free NFL bets all season long. Josh is going to have some stuff that's I'm actually pretty excited about this. And I think it's going to help you guys. Would you say both from a betting and DFS perspective?
Yeah, for sure. But not to like hide it or anything. I'm just going to start posting a lot of data to Tails. So like cheat sheets for MLB, digging into splits for the day, park factors, looking at, guys that are probably in better home run spots, strikeout matchups. I got all of the individual StatCast pitch data over the past few years. So I'm just building out some views to share better looks on a day-to-day basis for everybody. Totally free. Just kind of want to post the things that I like to look at. So it's going to go to Tails, probably starting Monday.
Awesome. Link is down there. Just sign up, take a second. It's free. All right. And good information, not just from us, but like Ben always posts free picks and Eric and a lot of great picks. Brandjoy won again. Didn't he already win?
I can't keep track in my brain anymore.
He did. He already won and he hit his homer. Pick one more. I'm sorry, Brandjoy. We got to have at least like month over month or something like that. I'll set up a rule.
All right.
I'm pretty sure
the
you
next
won.
one's...
Brandjoy, Didn't Dalton won too?
Yes, and got it right.
Picking both of those guys won and got it right.
All right, we got one here now. Roger Allen.
Fucking Nightbot. All right. Roger Allen. You've got 3 minutes after we spin this wheel to make your pick.
A lot of red, brother.
I've seen worse though.
Here we go. It's for Roger Allen.
Oh.
2 homers. Same team.
Well, you have the Arizona Diamondbacks at Coors Field today. I'm not saying you have to go there, but it exists.
It's probably where you need to go to.
I think so. Well, now you could go Angels. You could go Athletics. That actually, that game.
They have a 10-run total there.
What's that?
It's a 10-run total.
Yep. So, 10-run total, 12 runs in Rocky Stadium. But Perkins, who knows? If he just gets blown up and you've got Angels, okay, let me put it to you this way. It sucks that you.
Oh, hey, by the way, Dalton Schultz did not win. He had the Ohanta-Muncy combo.
He did?
Yeah.
All right, so give him a spin too. It just won't count.
Fair. All right, Dalton Schultz, you can win for this spin. It isn't tracked as the chat option.
Correct. That's what I was saying, yeah. But
okay,
for what it's worth, dome game.
Gotta be in a dome.
Are we in Toronto today? There's a Toronto game.
I don't know anything.
Yep. There's a Toronto game. There's a Houston game. Looks like Toronto and Houston. All right. Spinner for me.
Done.
And what I was saying, 2 home runs on the same team is rough, but it could be a lot worse on a day.
On a short slate, that gets way worse.
Yep.
All right, here we go. This is
a nice wheel.
Come on, spin twice, combine both.
No way.
Yes.
No way. You rigged it.
I couldn't rig it if I guess I could rig it if I wanted to, but okay. So this is 2 new spins, and you have to meet both criteria.
Come on. This is bullshit.
All right. First spin. I hope this is dreadful, like a 10-leg parlay. All right. 3-game winning streak.
Okay.
That bats 4 through 6. I mean,
that could have been way worse.
That's about as good as you can get for having to combine 2 things. A 4, 5, 6 hitter on a win streak. Now that might not be possible.
Guess who's on a win streak? Guess who has a 3-game win streak? The Arizona Diamondbacks. They have
what a load of bullshit.
Wait, did it need to be exactly 3 wins? Because they have exactly 3 wins. Well, they do.
No, 3 or more. 3 or more.
Oh man.
So
all
it's Gurriel, Castillo, Loughy or something like that. I mean, you're probably going Gurriel.
I can't
hear
lucky
you
there. By the way, spin the wheel because we got 3 minutes here.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Can you hear
me
now?
Get back to that. All right. Yeah, you're good. Let me see.
I got lucky.
Reload.
We got 3 minutes.
I'm hustling.
You're good.
450 to 600. I'll take that all day.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I got very, very lucky there. I got bailed out in a huge way.
That could have been infinitely worse.
It could have been, honestly, like I could have been looking at 100 to 1 odds potentially. Like if it was 2-team any home run plus another, like just something insane.
And they both have to be 800 or higher or something.
Oh yeah, it'd be over. But I got very lucky. Lucky. God, easy for me to say. Give me a.
Ooh.
What'd you land on?
I have 450. The odds have to be between 450 and 600. I wanted to go to Oakland. There's nobody that I could actually take. There's not a line that lands in that range.
I'm going to go.
I think I got mine.
You know, the 4 through 6 from a homer perspective isn't actually that great. Did you go Gurriel yesterday?
I did go Gurriel yesterday.
I might go Gurriel today. Yeah, you know what? I'll run it back.
Can't say I blame you.
I'll run it back with Lourdes Gurriel. Why the hell not here? He's only got 15 on the season, but I don't really think it matters. Plus 370 today. Give me Lourdes Gurriel, Josh. Plus 370, lock it in.
Okay. Gurriel plus 370.
Oh, actually, Jake, you're right. You're right. Angels have a 3-game win streak too. Maybe I'll change it up.
I got mine.
Who do you got?
Plus 550 Xander Bogaerts in LA.
Bogaerts.
Yep.
In LA. All right.
It's plus 550. And you have, hit me with that again.
Lourdes Gurriel. Plus 360, I think it was.
How do my coattails feel?
Well, I've gone Bogaerts 7 times since we've done this, so I don't know what to say. That's not true. Anyway, live before lock.
Bogaerts once.
I know. Live before lock coming up later. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna let you close this out. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a big one. This is going to be a big one. I thought about going with the Angels there, but oddly, Perkins has not given up power ever. Maybe it'll be today. We'll see, but we'll see what happens. What's up before we go?
Roger Allen's 2 picks, 2 home runs from the same team. Perdomo at plus 500. Corbin Carroll at plus 240. That is a parlay odds of plus 1940. So just shy of 20-1.
I think it's very smart to do that because the books are going to bake in a ton of correlation to that, especially with games where they're already nerfing the odds on those, like in a Coors game. But since we're giving uncorrelated odds on the 2-play parlay, Diamondbacks just makes the most sense.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to go. I mean, they have a 7.5 run implied total. Like if you're going to try to find 2 home runs, it's the easiest place to find them.
Anyway, live before lock coming up later. Big slate. Follow Josh at Josh Ingham and myself, Loughy_D on Twitter, and come over on Tails. It's free. First link down there in the description. Say hi. To shoot us a follow over there and start tailing and betting some stuff with us. It'll be a lot of fun. And not just that, some great info that Josh is going to be giving out on Tails for free. So stick around. We'll see you guys back here for the next one. Bye-bye.